I love it. So something tells me you've found patterns in how people use these systems when it comes to sales and building out teams and building out businesses. So let's talk about how to go from chaos to consistency. What help set the stage here on what you have in mind in teaching us.
Well, I think one of the most important things is, any business every business thrives off sales. Like that's a no-brainer. That is a truism that, if it's not true, then you're either not a business or something weird's going on. But phone and, when you have to develop a relationship over the phone, text message, when you're working off multiple channels, streams of communication, um, as you scale operations, that's where things can get dicey, because it's very easy. If you're a small team and there's one person who kind of owns the company is also making sales calls, that's super easy to control, to manage, and you're the best at selling your product or your service. But as you start to scale and you're adding multiple people into that, that's where that chaos can really come into play. And that's where you can actually leave a lot of money on the table if you're not managing your teams and systems properly. So as you start to scale, that's where I have seen over, working with thousands of companies inside a smartphone who are using smartphone in a heavy sales rhythm. I know that there are a couple things that if they don't do successfully, they're either going to fail miserably and lose money, or they're simply not going to get the success that they wanted to. And that's preventable. So when we talk, your first point, I think the first discussion point we said we would talk about is this: turn every call into instant feedback. Well, there's a reason we do that, right? And that's because a pain point that I have seen sales organizations do in the past is they'll hire someone and they'll train them really well, and then they won't do anything else until there's a problem. They won't necessarily establish a rhythm of making sure that quality control is there. And that's an area that can absolutely destroy your business, because if you don't keep that quality up there, if you're not making sure that people are doing the right things and using your sales process, you're going to be not only leaving leads on the table and not closing them, but you're possibly going to be hurting your reputation. And so with smartphone, you can bring some of these more advanced tools, like, for instance, every call, having that transcript and call summary straight into high level. But we also integrate with innovative sales tools like objection proof selling, which is one we've just integrated with, which I love, which actually does an AI call score of every call your people do, and gives you a summary, a score, but also a summary. What did they do well on this call? What did they not do well? Did they show empathy or not? Did they tell stories or not? Did they, handle objections well or not? That kind of information, when it's at the tip of your fingertips all the time, lets you keep the quality up here and never drop it.